Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and I've been trying to get some people on the show who are actually at Astroworld, and I'm actually working on getting this person, Boro. I hope to have them on the show. I've been DMing different time zone, but I'm hoping they'll be able to make an appearance because I want to verify and get more about this. But the clip pretty much speaks for itself. Whether Boro was there or not, Boro is saying that they were. I personally was at Astroworld Festival, and a lot of stuff is going around that is factually inaccurate. Here is video I took of a Houston police officer taking selfies and videos instead of making sure that the crowd was safe. Please retweet and hold the Houston Police Department accountable. So as you watch this, and I turn down I think, is that Drake up there? I can't tell. I think it looks like him. Somebody's up there with him. But here we have the police. There's Houston Police Department, and he pulls out his phone. They're all like, yeah, and he's taking selfies. And then there's someone saying that's the police chief that walks in. Houston Police Department knew there was why are they taking Instagram stories on stage and buying merch instead of trying to shut the show down? Ever since I posted the video, people are DMing me more videos of the incompetent security taking videos of Drake instead of protecting fans. And yeah, you can see in the yellow shirt. Again, this makes sense because here's security in Texas. Like, that's rule number one. You can't film the act. You can't go as security and be a fan. Like, you're not doing your job. And so whoever's outfitting, and sorry to the security guard, but you should get fined as well, or whatever. There needs to be some sort of penalization. But you have these security people in the shirts there, two of them, and they're all just like, oh my God, look, Drake. I got to take a picture of this. I'm not going to pay attention. I got no walkies. And that's the best. That's the other thing I'm so confused at. Like, how did the Houston police or who's in charge? Because we got a report here from Brian Enton, just interviewed the Houston Firefighters Union. They say all the medics and ambulances at Astroworld were private, when the firefighters heard the chaos, they rushed over. Union says event organizers would not give the firefighters a radio. Instead, only a list of cell phone numbers. Union president says he has never heard of anything like this in his entire career. Never is this the way for emergency personnel to communicate, he says. Cell phone service was almost non-existent at that time. Festival's attendees said. More on News Nation last night. We'll get to some of this more. We'll break some of this down. Thank you to OK Colonizer for sending me this information. More as we come in. But guys, I see this footage and I get mad. I get really mad because, like, what the hell? What the hell is this? Look at these cops just like hanging out, just chilling. Now, this was midway in the show where stuff was already starting to happen. And as people have confirmed, Drake was aware when it was there, like at 10 or something. The timeline of things, as the chief of police wants to say, has changed. But no, people have told me, no, Drake showed up amidst when stuff was going south. And so we have a bunch of these officers and people, yeah, living it up. Look how many of them. 500 officers, but we got, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of them in one spot? And they're taking selfies. I don't think that's chief of police. As I'm looking, someone thought it was. Is this him? I can't tell. Unclear if that's him. It could be, actually. Could be him. Yeah, that looks like him. As he's putting the phone away as the chief of police is... Yeah, I mean, I think that's him, right? Got to put that away because I'm supposed to be on the job. Like idiots. These guys are idiots. So here, and what's so frustrating is we're gonna hold people accountable, even ourselves if we have to. Well, now you're getting proof. Are you going to really do it, Houston? Let's see. But here's an update on what he said.
Houston Police Chief Troy Finner says the criminal investigation into what went wrong at the Astroworld Music Festival will be thorough and take time. The key, he says, is piecing together the timeline.
The ultimate authority to end a show is with production and the entertainer, okay?
So police can't shut it down. They're just there to take selfies, I guess.
The entertainer is rapper Travis Scott, a native Houstonian well known by leaders here.
Chief, we know you have a relationship with Travis Scott, as do other leaders in the city. Do you think you can fairly investigate this? And do you think there should be an independent investigation?
Let me clarify something. I'm glad you asked that.
Go, Brian.
I'm a 54-year-old man, 32 years on this. I meet a lot of people. I was born and raised in here in Houston. So if somebody's referring to a special relationship, if you call meeting him twice, special relationship, and I'm not being smart, I just want to be open and transparent.
He's being a little smart. He got a very feisty. You can watch the full press conference. In fact, I'll put it right. If you want to watch the full press conference, Brian's interviews, and then Christopher Melcher's legal analysis afterwards, highly recommend you check it out. I'll put it at the end of this video as well. But he got feisty. He come on.
That's not a close relationship to me. I've only spoken to him twice.
Chief Finner said.
How long were those conversations? I don't know. It does cause some doubt. Does it not cause some doubt to you guys? Especially when you see footage like this, doesn't it? Yeah, we're just hanging out. We're doing our job. I mean, look, he's walking by doing his job, but it's a lot of people there doing their job. He was there. And we're taking selfies. I don't know. That's weird. I feel like that shouldn't be allowed. It's like that guy at the Oscars, but this is way worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your job.
Says at this point there is no need for an independent investigation and his department can fairly handle the case.
I was one of the EMTs that worked at the Astroworld event.
Meanwhile, more medics and security guards are coming forward talking about the chaos.
So here I am presented with 3 different emails.
And we played that yesterday. I got to be careful some of this footage because I want to be clear. But here, last thing I want to play in this clip, and we're going to talk lots more about it today at 12. I hope also to get Boro on the show. Boro, if you're watching, please come on by. I'd love to get your experience. Anybody who was there, reach out. You can hit us up at PopcornedPlanetTeam at gmail.com. PopcornedPlanetTeam at gmail.com. Please just send me real stuff. I mean, yeah, whatever. It's easy to block out the spam. But if you were there, you got some insight, you could prove it, please reach out. Me and my team will go through and try and get some more people involved. But I do want to bring this question here because attorney for Travis Scott, Edwin McPherson, released a statement today. There are multiple finger pointing. There's been multiple finger pointing. Let me make sure it's a little slower. There has been multiple finger pointing. Is that grammar right? There has been multiple finger pointing. Okay, there's been a lot of finger pointing. Is that anyway? Grammar people, I'm the worst, but can you correct me if I'm wrong? Much of which has been by city officials who have sent inconsistent messages and have backtracked from original statements. Oh, they're changing their tune, so they're. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner was quoted in the New York Times as saying, "You cannot just close when you've got 50,000 and over 50,000 individuals. We have to worry about rioting rights when you have a group that's that young." Just a short time later, Chief Finner states the responsibility to stop the show falls on Travis. It was reported. So did Travis know or not? Because now it's like I'm getting mixed reports from you. It was reported that operations plan designated that only the festival director and executive producers have authority to stop the show, neither of which was a part of Travis's crew. This also runs afoul of HPD's own previous actions when it shut down the power and sound at this very first festival when the performance ran over 5 minutes back in 2019. Investigations should start proceeding over finger pointing so that together we can identify exactly what transpired and how we can prevent anything like this from happening again. So when you see this, Travis Scott's like, yo, your fault, police, not mine. But what's really weird about the statement, it's almost like the lawyer's already saying, yeah, well, even if Travis knew, it wasn't his responsibility. He was trying to avoid the riot. So he wasn't going to stop the show. So did you know or not know? The finger pointing is going all across the board now. Travis, Amy blaming them. Everybody's blaming this. And to be truthful, he keeps saying, oh, we don't need to have an independent investigation, blah, 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 blah. Dude. You're walking by this guy taking a selfie while all this stuff's going down. Sorry, man. Now you guys are equally as responsible, as clear as day, in my opinion. Why we couldn't get walkies to the firefighters union? You couldn't get on that? Did you have walkies? I have so many questions. There's so much more to figure out as this isn't finger pointing. This is finding the facts. Now, granted, they're finding the facts as he's says. It could take weeks. It could take months, which is really frustrating for Chief of Police Finner to take that long, but that's what it does. But I don't know, guys. Do you trust this guy? I'm all about transparency. This is crazy to me that he's getting so aggressive. And again, I'll put the press conference at the end. You can go watch it. He's way too hot to be on this for me to say, oh, yeah, I completely put all my faith in this department. What do you guys, are you putting your faith in this department? What do you think's going on? Look, we should. It's Christopher Melcher said in his analysis. They should be able to handle this. Why can't we have multiple things going on? This is a big, serious tragedy. We need to figure out what happened, and we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And we also need to make sure some actual real lawsuits are going. There's talk of Live Nation having a fine print in their contracts that's going to even potentially just let them get away with this. So much more to cover today at 12. I'll put that here. But first, if you haven't already, check out the full press conference. Make sure you hit that subscribe for me, hit the bell for all alerts, and check out today's live stream. I'll put it there over the left-hand side today, 12 p.m. every day, Eastern Standard Time.